Oh hi guys, how's it going? Toofty here. Today we have another weapons concept video for you guys and we're looking at the Demoman. I really enjoy making these videos, so I hope you guys enjoy watching them as much as I enjoy making them. I love the feedback I get from you guys. I love the suggestions you put in the comments. Today we're looking at the Demoman, but I know what you're thinking. He ain't got no update coming up. Now that's true and I should be doing pyro, right? But you cannot steer the passion, guys, alright? I don't know what that means, but I've got some ideas for Demoman and I've written them down. They just came to me. What can I say? Sue me. Last time we did heavy again because I had some ideas and he does have an update coming, so I look forward to seeing them implementing all of my ideas. So that'll be good. So just a reminder, as always, I try and at least solve some kind of problem. Most of the time at least. Sometimes it is just simply a fun idea that I had, but usually I'm trying to solve an issue I think that exists or inventing a new way of playing or something like that. Okay, let's jump straight in and see what we've got. So the first gun I'm going to talk about is called the Pipe Dream. Now, that's a good name, isn't it? So obviously the name is the most important thing, but let me explain exactly what's going on here. So I've talked about it in the past, but the grenade launcher doesn't really get used as much as the sticky bomb launcher, which is, that's not a huge problem. But I was wondering if there were ways in which we could make it slightly more 50-50, or even make it so that's the gun you're using most of the time. One thing I thought about was how when you're using your pipes, especially when you're close up, you get an awful lot of self-damage. And I kind of wondered if that one issue could be something I could play around with. So what if there was a grenade launcher that did a lot less self-damage, so you could really get right up into a scout's face and shoot him at point blank range, and you still did a little bit of self-damage, but it was massively reduced. So the other thing here would be that perhaps the pipes would fire slightly faster. And just to remind you guys, I don't really talk about, numbers in these videos. I don't know what the exact stats would be, but the idea would be that you'd be able to fire more quickly, they'd be doing less damage, and you could get really up close and personal and, shoot down scouts without worrying about killing yourself with just like, 2 shots, which is what happens at the moment. As you can see from this drawing, you've got a little shield there, like a riot shield thing on the end of your nozzle, so to speak. That kind of illustrates that, you're getting less damage. That alongside the smaller projectiles kind of makes sense, right? Now obviously you've got to be careful that you don't just make it way better than the actual grenade launcher, so you would really need to significantly reduce the damage, and this would mean, you'd have to get maybe 2 or 3 pipes onto most enemies to take them out, so it would still be very skill based, it would still completely depend on your accuracy, maybe to help achieve getting those direct hits. That's kind of why I was thinking maybe the projectiles could move slightly more quickly. I don't know, maybe you could have 6 instead of 4 because they're doing less damage. I don't know, let me know what you think. I think it'd be awesome fun to, play around with this one, so let me know your thoughts. Anyway, let's move on to the next weapon, and this one is called, it's not my favourite name, I call it the FLAKKER because it sounds a bit rude, but I thought about flak attack, bit lame innit? So FLAKKER was my best attempt. If you've got any name ideas, please throw them in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. So yeah, the idea here was, obviously the sticky bomb launcher as it is gets a lot of, well, now this pun just accidentally happened, but it gets a lot of flack, doesn't it? It gets a lot of criticism basically for being very spammy, which it can be in some situations. So I was wondering if there's any way we could kind of get around that slightly by making some tweaks to the gun. But also I just had this idea anyway. I thought the general concept of a flak cannon was interesting on its own. So I tried to merge these two things together, if you see what I mean. It would look pretty much like the sticky bomb launcher. The idea was that it would look a little bit like a flak cannon as well. I don't think I've quite achieved that with this drawing, but use your imagination. Google flak cannon and then you'll be there. But yeah, the idea is it's all about shooting the sticky bomb and detonating it in midair before it hits the ground, because that is something that you see a lot. The sticky bomb launcher isn't really used primarily for traps at all, it's more used for shooting and immediately detonating. So let's make a gun that is designed for that, if you see what I mean. Again, you'd have to significantly reduce, I think, a couple of things, perhaps the damage, but also the blast radius. I'm thinking a tiny blast radius. Now the reason I would do that is because this would encourage you to be super duper accurate with it. Sure, you can fire them out all over the gaff, but unless it's literally practically touching them, it's not going to do any damage. So I think that's the key thing here, because this could so easily become even more spammy than the sticky bomb launcher. So that's why I want it to be a tiny blast radius, but the benefits are perhaps it has a reduced fuse time, so maybe it has even no fuse time. I don't know if that's a bit too mental, but I've always liked the idea of a gun without any fuse time. I thought that'd be interesting. I was thinking the projectiles would come out more quickly again. Because you need to be so accurate, they come out more quickly, so you've got a better chance of getting them on the opponent. There's a couple of other things you could do. You could have them fizzle on contact with the floor so that you really are just, removing traps altogether. I'm not super confident about that part of it. I mean, it could probably work either way, but the idea is to encourage this gameplay where you're shooting directly at opponents and you're right clicking the moment it sort of gets near them. But if you miss that small window of opportunity where it's kind of, a few feet away or even centimeters away from that opponent, then you're not going to do any damage. So it's trying to encourage that kind of skillful play. This one makes sense in my mind, but it's always the case. Who knows if this would work? You'd really have to try it out. But again, I would love to hear what you guys think about this. As for the projectiles themselves, I was just thinking maybe smaller sticky bombs, less spiky because they don't stick onto surfaces as much. I don't know. Yeah, for me, this was the most exciting one I wanted to chat to you guys about, just because it was touching on a really interesting play style, which the majority of Demoman use. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one doesn't really solve any problems, but I'll tell you what the Demoman is missing. It's a proximity mine. Now that's a bit mental. We've definitely never seen anything like this, I don't think, so I thought it was an interesting one to talk about. I firstly tried to base this on the proximity mine from GoldenEye. I don't know if anyone's played that. It's the best game in the world from the N64 era. But it didn't really fit into the world of Team Fortress, so I thought, let's have a look at what Scottish people wear. They have this little bag hanging between their legs. So just thought maybe that could be it. I don't know, maybe you could shove that down and it's a proximity mine. Who knows? But anyway, it's called the SCOT'S package, obviously, because that's quite a cool name. And yeah, I imagine this would replace your sticky bomb launcher. Your Demoman can wear it around his, waist. Maybe he gets to use one at a time. Yeah, you can hide it within health. You can hide it near the cart. You'd have to be careful with this one. You'd want it to be discoverable, but not too obvious. And you'd want it to be very easy to destroy. So if you do see it, you can just destroy it. So you're not completely blocking an objective or what have you. But yeah, I thought the idea of a proximity mine could be interesting. This one I'm struggling to kind of imagine in the world of Team Fortress the most. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. Bonus round of weapons and stuff. Finally we have, now the best thing about this is the name, the swag pipes, alright? Need I say any more? I think not. Obviously I do have to say a lot more because who knows what that means, but that's a cool name, right? Because it sounds a bit like bagpipes, so... And he's Scottish, I don't know if you've noticed, so, very appropriate. Anyway, I thought this one could be, I don't know what it would replace really, either the grenade launcher or the sticky bomb launcher, and this would be a bit like a banner. It would charge up, and just imagine the animation of the Demoman playing the bagpipes. It would be awesome. Mid-battle, you're charging in, he plays the bagpipes, who knows what it does? Who knows? You tell me. The first thing I thought of, it would be a morale boost, so maybe it would be like a speed boost, a bit like Lucio's speed boost, but don't tell anyone I said that, that's Overwatch, we don't talk about that here. There are loads of things you could do with this in terms of just buffing the teammates around you. You could either heal them, speed boost them, damage, mini critify them, loads of cool things. I thought this one was really fitting. The soldier has loads of buff banners, the Demoman doesn't. So this one I think would be a really cool way to apply that same concept to Demoman in a kind of unique way as well. So yeah, that's all the amazing weapon concepts I have for you guys today. I will try and continue the series occasionally. I'll try and do one for Pyro, unless obviously the update gets released. Maybe I'll do a video telling, the world what they should have done, but I'm joking. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I really want to hear what you guys think about these concepts, and let me know what class you think I should take a look at next. Are there any classes that are lacking some interesting and fun new weapon concepts? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.